The fourth day of May 2024. Many thanks for joining us right here on Lookup Weekend. My name is John Matava. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Felista Adundo. We have a lot for you, including an update on the ongoing floods, death in the country now eating more than 200 people. And of course, that and much more will be coming to you in a few. But first, the top stories. Tonight on Lookup Weekend, 33 counties expected to experience heavy rainfall as flood-related deaths stand at 219.
Jumatatu wiki ijayo, kama hamjachukua hiyo mili hapo, nitachukua hiyo mili na malori niivute niwaletee Nairobi mweke huko kwenu.
Kilifi Governor Gideon Mungaro threatens to dump Shakahola bodies at KNH over foul smell and huge electricity bills. And
the doctors were getting out to consult. They came back inside and we continue to negotiate until the last minute when they have said that one, their constitution does not allow them to sign documents at night.
The strike is still on. Doctors and the government failed to make a deal in a late night meeting as strike enters day 52. Thank you so much for joining us from wherever you're watching from. You can engage us on our socials at Lookuptv. My name once again is John Matava. Sign language interpreter is Felista Adundo. Let's get started. The Interior Ministry has called on Kenyans to exercise caution, warning that 33 counties are expected to experience heavy downpour with a national tally, a flood-related death now standing at 219. Over 200,000 people have been displaced as the government sets up 138 camps across 19 counties, currently hosting nearly 30,000 people. Interior PS Raymond Omolo has lauded the public for their cooperation and assured them of the government's plan to relocate affected individuals through financial compensation, affordable housing and social housing.
Muniruhusu nishukuru wakaaji hapa kuanzia viongozi Mheshimiwa Anthony Lodge ambaye ako na mtu wake hapa, mfanyikazi wa CDF Mr. Ila, wazee wa kijiji, kuna mama pia anasimamia wakina mama na vijana pia, kwa sababu tangu tukue na hii shida ya maji mingi kwa hii mtu tumepoteza watu na tumepoteza mali pia, na mumesikia wito ya serikali ya kusonga mtoke karibu na mto ili tusikue na madhara kupita yenye tuko nayo.
Omolo has also emphasized the importance of the government preventing further loss of lives due to floods in river areas. The PS assured residents of Kiamaiko in Nairobi of government's assistance by following the said directives.
Kama serikali tumeanza kuwashughulikia kwa njia ya chakula na njia ya makao na hata mambo ya shule. Nilisikia jana president amesema tumesongesha siku ya kufungua mashule ili tushughulikie hii mambo ya mvua, na wakati itakuwa safe ama itakuwa salama ya watoto kurudi mashule, ndio tutaweza kurudisha watoto wetu shuleni. Jambo la pili ni kwamba tunataka tusikue na janga kama hii tena, na ndio kwa sababu tunahimiza wananchi wenye walikuwa wanaishi kwa mto ama wenye walikuwa wamekaribia mto wasonge.
In Nyahururu, water and sanitation companies facing significant financial losses due to the heavy rainfall in the region. Managing Director Bernard Moura stated that the company lost more than 4 million Kenyan shillings this week alone as main water pipes sustained damage. John Matava, Lookuptv. Interior CS Kithure Kindiki has banned beach activities on the coastline amid fears of Cyclone Hidaya could land on the Kenyan coast. The CS directed security agencies to effect the directive and ensure beach activities are halted immediately.
Interior CS Kindiki has cautioned residents living around the beaches of Kwale, Mombasa, Kilifi and Lamu counties against engaging in fishing, swimming or leisure activities, following reports that Cyclone Hidaya could be hitting the Kenyan coast any moment. Kindiki said this is due to the information that points to the possibility of risk to life and property within the areas. The CS noted scientific tracking of Cyclone Hidaya has established that the cyclone has now acquired full status with the capability of remaining so until it hits Kenyan coast any moment. The statement reads, and I quote, "The county security and intelligence committees of Kwale, Mombasa, Kilifi and Lamu counties in collaboration with the Kenya Coast Guard services are directed to immediately issue notices and to strictly enforce a ban on beach activities." He further ordered the evacuation of settlements deemed too close to the shoreline effective Saturday, May 4th at 5 p.m. Kindiki said the shoreline should remain out of bounds until midnight Monday 6th, when Cyclone Hidaya is expected to expire. As a precautionary measure, activities within Kenya's territorial waters, along the beaches and within settlements adjacent to the shoreline will have to be disrupted for public safety reasons. The Kenya Meteorological Department said Tropical Cyclone Hidaya had made landfall on the Tanzanian coast and that they are monitoring the situation. Heavy rainfall is expected offshore along the Kenya coast from Sunday, May, intensifying on Monday, May 6th, Tuesday, May 7th, 2024. Brian Amwai, Lookuptv.
Many thanks, Brian Amwai. The doctors' strike is still on even after the Friday late-night meeting between the doctors and the government, which ended with KMPDU failing to sign a written work formula. In the meeting with the whole of the nation approach committee, blame game from the both parties led to a standoff. The doctors are now accusing the government of failure to respect the timelines and implementation of issues raised.
The doctors' strike has hit its 52nd day since it started. The doctors, through their Secretary General Deputy Atela, asking the government to meet their demands. One of the contentious issues that counties were confronted with is the provision of comprehensive medical cover, which doctors had given timeline of 60 days. However, the chairman of Council of Governors, Mudhomi Njuki, amended it to allow for 90 days to cater for procurement.
When you have negotiated and you've had almost 99.9% of the issues in compliance, then I don't think 0.1% can make you still want the strike to stay on.
The government has now abandoned any plans to amend the document, opting to disregard the Monday meeting called for by the KMPDU and signed their part, threatening to replace the striking doctors. Consequently, the head of public service, Felix Koskei, and the Council of Governors Health Committee Chairperson Governor Mudhomi Njuki have said the government will be seeking from the courts a free will to sack the suspending doctors, arguing that the service delivery has been hampered greatly in the 52 days the strike has been on.
Gone. They have not reported. The more they stay, we shall reallocate that money to go to other intervene on immediate and urgent issues like floods and other things. So we don't have luxury of time, and we don't have unlimited resources. We don't have money that will accommodate all the requirements that our doctors need.
And therefore, in the event that we still do not have doctors back to work, we cannot let our people to continue dying. We will have no choice but to replace them.
A cross-section of residents have given mixed reaction to the ongoing health workers' strike, which has lasted for over a month. Gusii Governance Watch Rachel Tundo has asked the county government to revert the health sector back to the national to handle the medics. Former MCA aspirant Daniel Ongoto also urged the president to shelf off the housing project, which is underway to allocate money to the health workers.
What we are asking the governors, if you are able to deal with the human resource working in the health sector, hand over the docket back to the national government.
Mheshimiwa William RUTO akae chini na aongee vyema na madaktari yenye alikuwa anataka kuweka kwa mjengo, atoe kwanza awekeze katika wizara ya afya ili madaktari warudi kazini wasaidie wagonjwa.
Maureen Bosire, Lookuptv.
Many thanks, Maureen Bosire. Kilifi Governor Gideon Mung'ara has given the government a 5-day ultimatum to move bodies of the Shakahola massacre from Malindi Sub-County Hospital, failure to which he will dump the containers preserving the bodies at the Kenyatta National Hospital. Speaking in Dagmara after food distribution exercise to flood victims, Mung'ara said the preservation of the bodies cost the county 36 million Kenyan shillings for power. He further noted that there was a foul smell affecting residents in the area.
Following the Shakahola massacre that left over 400 people dead under controversial preacher Paul Mackenzie's watch, the government has since released some bodies to the affected families. Kilifi Governor Gideon Mung'ara has now issued a 5-day ultimatum to the government to remove the bodies from Malindi Sub-County Hospital, or else he will dump the containers preserving the bodies at the Kenyatta National Hospital.
Jumatatu wiki ijayo, kama hamjachukua hiyo mili hapo, nitachukua hiyo mili na malori niivute niwaletee Nairobi mweke huko kwenu. Tunakubaliana? Haiwezekani. Tume kwa sababu mwaka mzima harufu iko pale. Msikia harufu Malindi.
Speaking in Magarini Sub-County after a food distribution exercise to flood-affected victims, Murango said that the preservations of bodies have been a burden to the county and a nuisance to those visiting the Malindi Sub-County Hospital following the smell coming from the mobile mortuary.
Wale mnaenda Malindi sasa, siku hizi ukifika pale mbele hospitali unapata harufu kwa mbali kule wodi zangu watu wasa. Nimetengeza vitanda mpya, nimetengeza wodi, sasa natengeza akina mama, ya watoto inaendelea. Harufu ni ya watu wa Shakahola.
According to the governor, he has used money meant for Kilifi people to pay power bills of 36 million Kenyan shillings to preserve the bodies, adding that he has tried to contact Interior CS Kithure Kindiki without any success, while giving Gender CS Aisha Jumwa and government spokesperson Isaac Maura the task to deliver the message to Kindiki and President William Ruto.
Nimelipa bili ya stima na pesa wa watu wa Kilifi kuanzia mwaka jana mpaka saa hii. Nimetumia milioni 36 kulipa bili ya ile bili ya Shakahola. Nimetumia pesa kulipa vifaa vya watu walikuwa wanafanya kazi kule. Na serikali iko na hii mambo ya kitaifa. Wacha nikwambie Mheshimiwa Aisha na mwambie Kindiki, na natumai leo ataniona kwa TV sababu nimemtafuta sijampata.
Shamila Baraza, Lookuptv.
Azimio leader Raila Odinga has called on Kenyans to remain united and stand firm in defending devolution. Addressing mourners at a funeral in Bondo, he said that the journey for liberation is a continuous struggle whose fruit shall eventually be reaped. Raila further reassured his supporters countrywide that they shall not be orphaned if he succeeds his bid to become the chairman of the African Union Commission, noting that he shall still be available to give political guidance. Minutes, top of the hour. Many thanks for watching, and that story takes us on a short break right here. Look Up Weekend. Stay with us. We'll be coming back with more news for you.
Introduce to you the Insurance Brokers Association of Kenya chairman, his name Anthony Mwangi. How are you doing, sir? Well, happy to have you around.
People have a very great misconception when they hear the word broker. Yes. Because in most instances it's used very loosely. We are the lawyers of the insurance industry. There are 54 insurance companies, 55 actually, in this country. So how do you distinguish which is which amongst all these people? That is the role of a broker. Kenyan insurance sector is the third best in the entire continent of Africa.
Is that now?
In terms of retiring from the insurance industry, I haven't given it a thought. I'm still a young man.
Thank you so much for joining us once again. Let's continue. The Judiciary has embarked on a plan to implement key recommendations by the Chief Justice Martha Koome aimed at streamlining court operations and reducing backlog of cases in court. With court clients in Machakos, law courts can now track the proceedings of their cases through the electronic system. Speaking during a Judiciary court opening day, Machakos High Court Judge Justice Francis Raila revealed that clients can now use mobile apps to make a follow-up on their court cases, a date of the mentions hearing and adjournment, among others.
Study social transformation to access to justice. We want all stakeholders in court. We want to demystify the court process, and we want to make sure that all litigants who come to court at the individual level, at the local level, understand what we do, so that nobody takes advantage of them. So some of the things we do is one of the innovative things that the court has done is under the Honorable Chief Justice Martha Koome. On 11th of March, she started the electronic system in court, where all filings are done electronically. In Machakos, we've made sure that we have 2 persons at the help desk to help the people who don't have advocates access their court files and also teach them how to access the files. 2, what is important also is for the wananchi to know that the court seriously encourages mediation. A lot of matters, especially succession matters, like in Machakos, we have a very big number of files for succession. We are encouraging parties to undertake mediation.
No, the cases are many huko nje, lakini zile zinaripotiwa ni chache sana. Kama saa hizi tuko na kesi karibu 100 zile zimefika kwa maofisi zetu, na zingine ukipata kutoka kwa stakeholders unapata kwamba hazijafika kotini, hazijaripotiwa kwa polisi, na zingine wakati zinaripotiwa hakuna evidence ya kutosha, maana walikalisha mpaka evidence ikapotea. Kwa hivyo tunawasi wananchi, wakati unasikia kuna kesi ya mtoto imefanyika, hata kama utaki kujuzisha nayo ujulikane, kuna namba ambayo unaweza piga simu, ukiripoti kwa 116, hiyo ripoti itatumwa kwa ile ofisi iko karibu na huyo mtoto ataweza kushughulikiwa. Pia wana habari kamili, hata wanapoenda pengine kwa polisi hawajui ni nini ya kutarajia kutoka huko. Pia jinsi wanavyoshughulikiwa inawafunja moyo. Ndio maana wengine hawataki kwenda, hawataki kushinda wakikuja, because hizo kesi hazichukui siku moja na zikaisha. Itabidi ukuje siku moja urudi tena siku ingine, na wengine wanaona inachukua muda wao na wataki kujihusisha.
Now, the government spokesperson Isaac Mora has promised to lobby for passing of the disability bill, which is before the parliament, to propagate better welfare of people with disabilities. If enacted into law, the bill will see parents of the disabled children being exempted from paying taxes. Speaking at Morirange's Hospital of Moranga, where he led a distribution of assistive devices to schools of persons with disabilities, Mora noted that the parents are overburdened by the needs and special care for disabled children that's required them to be exempted from the pay-as-you-earn tax.
Na kile chama ambacho tutafanya kwanza ni ile sheria ambayo imekaa bungeni ya watu walemavu, lazima ipite katika kipindi hiki cha bunge ili iweze kuwa inasaidia sisi. Katika hii sheria, ile mambo ya tax exemption kwa wale watoto ambao wako na autism, tunapendekeza wazazi wao pia wapatiwe tax exemption.
Katika basari yetu kuna kuanga na pesa ambazo tumeweka kando za watu ambao wako na disability. Mtoto mmoja wa disability akienda primary school, kwa mfano aende Thika Joy Center, atalipishwa takriban 1080. Nutakuta wengi ni watu ambao hawana uwezo. Basi sisi kama county tulikuja na basari ambao inaangazia tu wasiojiweza. Kila mwaka tunazunguka tukisaidia wale ambao wasiojiweza, tunawapatia vifaa.
The National Assembly Departmental Committee on Regional Development has expressed concern over the stalled 1.4 billion Kisumu International Convention Center at the 6,000-seater capacity facility, which was commissioned in 2021 to host the Afri-Cities Conference held in the lakeside city, as told due to lack of funds. The project, which was to be implemented jointly between the State Department for Housing and Urban Development, State Department for Devolution and the County Government of Kisumu, was expected to be Kenya's largest conference facility to help the country regain its foothold in the conference tourism.
Maybe for our take home as a committee is that we have seen that the project on the side of devolution, it is true, it has stalled, and this is not economical on our side. And also we cannot see any value of money, and we'll need to have a sitting so that we can see and to how we are going to awaken the whole process, because the State Department of Housing continuing with their part, even if it is finished, it cannot work if this other part of the devolution for the auditorium is not complete, so that at least we are in tandem to get the value for money. And I think that is something that we'll need to call PS so that we can know what are the future plans into awakening this, because as it continues to stall and we are losing value money, it is also escalating on some financing when it comes to valuation on the side of the contractor. So therefore, the better we see how we can be able to finance it, whatever source of money will come from, so that at least we can have the contractor going as we continue maybe to look for more funding to make sure that the project is completed within the shortest time possible. And then from the county, they also needed to up their game so that they can conclude as per their expectation on the side of ancillary and even the...
Time for some sporting action. Reigning champions, that is Gor Mahia, have registered a crucial win of 3-1 against Murang'a Seals to 12 points clear at the Football Kenya Federation Premier League table. In other matches, Kariobangi Sharks stand KCB 3-0 at Police Sacco Stadium. Shabana FC, on the other hand, defeated Sofapaka by a solitary goal to come out as the relegation zone, while Muhoroni Youth lost 3-1 against Bidco United.
Well, we were in control of the game for the first 20-25 minutes and fully deserved the goal. But then obviously after we go 1-0 up, our opponents, Murang'a, they came on to us. They sort of went man for man all over the field and very aggressive. And I don't mean aggressive in like a dirty way. I mean aggressive in terms of just the energy they brought. And we didn't control the game. And to be honest, we were already lining up. We obviously made a first half substitution with Lawrence Juma coming on. We just didn't get him on quick enough because we could feel a Murang'a Seal goal coming.
Ulinzi Starlets advanced to their third consecutive final in the FKF Women's Cup after clinching 4-2 win, that is through penalty shootouts after 1-1 draw against Kenya Police Bullets. Kenya Police Bullets initially took the lead in the 64th minute through Lydia Accord penalty goal. However, the advantage was short-lived as Lucy Accord equalized just 7 minutes later, leading the game into the penalty shootout.
Especially knocking out Kenya Police, of which you remember last game they scored it was 4-0 It was 4-0, but kia kwanza ni kushukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa sababu nimekuwa away na niliomba sana Mwenyezi Mungu anisaidie nisikose kwa hii game, because I know it is a crucial game, na Mungu amenisaidia, nimerudi na nimepata win. I'm up of it.
Sijui kama umewatch game second half, mimi na feel 45 ya pili imekuwa yetu, 45 ya first ilikuwa ya opponent, na walingangana wakaweza tukaweza kupata draw hiyo time, tuka come back kama tuko na solution na tukaweza kupata bao. Tukamesi kidogo, naweza sema maybe mentally tulienda chini haraka na tukashindwa kuraise tena in good time.
akakosa pasi kamfikia Rebecca Okwaro, akapewa hekabu.
Kibera Soccer Ladies staged a comeback to beat Zitex Sparks 2-1 in the FKF Women's Cup semi-final, despite Zitex's initial lead courtesy of Yvonne Cavere's penalty. Kibera turned the tide in the second half. Lillian Mboga goals in the 62nd minute kick-started their resurgence, with Stella Odhiambo adding a second one. Just 3 minutes later, Zitex Sparks will now contest the third place playoff against Kenya Police Bullets, while Ulinzi Starlets will battle Kibera Soccer Ladies in the final schedule for June 16th.
I know, man, just because the way you've seen the explosions, but why? Football is a game of chances. Nimepata zangu, pata moja, wamepata mbili, wakatumia. Yeah, it's about moments, it's about moments of play. Manake umepata Sazile Kibera second half wamekuja wakiwa juu. So coach amefanya, naweza sema ni it was a tactical change. Akasichana kama ingia hapo katikati, ikakuwa my wingback wangu moja, hizo dakika 2-3 alikuwa overwhelmed na nilimcaution. Alikuwa overwhelmed sababu aliona tumeshinda. Football is about 90 minutes. Na
ukiangalia second half tumedominate kama game yote. Tumepata penalty tukapoteza, hatukufa moyo. After dakika kama 5 tuka-equalize bao, tena tukasukuma tukapata nyingine. Baada kupata bao ya pili, bado tumeweza kupush. Tumepoteza chances. So nasema imekuwa game ngumu kulingana na Zitec pia wanacheza. Coach wao pia best yangu pia anajua ball. Pia ukimwangalia pia angalau tumepita na courses zote pia tumefanya. So imekuwa game tough. So mimi nashukuru sana kwa ushindi pia kwa wasichana. Namna gani Stella kwenye kisanduku pembezoni.
Right, it is 28 minutes past 9 p.m. Thanks for joining us and choosing Lookuptv to always inform you on this Saturday. My name is John Matava. Sign language interpreter has been Felista Adundo. Many thanks for watching. Please do have a very fantastic weekend.